Japan is an island country, and during World War II the Navy and the Air Force were of the highest priority. The Japanese army was not weak, but it was infantry heavy. Even the most advanced mass-produced Japanese medium tank, the Type 97 Shinhoto Chiha, was relatively weak when compared with Soviet, German or US tanks. Heavy tanks were not used by the Japanese army at all during the war, so a German Tiger tank would have been priceless in the Japanese arsenal. The poor quality of the Japanese tanks was not the result of erroneous actions of the military leaders. The main theater of war for Japan was the Pacific Islands. All vehicles and equipment had to be transported by sea, which necessitated the restriction of their weight. The island terrain was simply not suitable for using heavy vehicles. The armament of China, the only major mainland rival of Japan, was of very poor quality, and the combat capabilities of the Japanese vehicles in comparison to the Chinese army were more than enough. But after the Battle of Guadalcanal, which ended in February of 1943 with a US victory, Japan lost the strategic initiative. American forces started to approach the main islands of Japan. To withstand a possible US invasion, the Japanese needed heavy tanks, and their projects were in the design stage only. So they asked Germany to help. General Hiroshi Oshima, the Japanese ambassador in Germany, was very enthusiastic. He visited the Henschel plants and watched some tanks at the factory yard. He became thrilled with the idea of buying them and entered into negotiations with the German Ministry of Armaments. In late 1943, Japan sent several army officers to Germany. The head of this group was Colonel Ishida, an experienced officer in the Japanese Tank Corps. These troops purchased 4 vehicles in total: a Panzer VI Tiger, a Panzer V Panther, and 2 Panzer III variants. The Japanese officers conducted several testing trials on these tanks in Germany. In order to domestically produce the Tiger in Japan, the Japanese received 2 packages of technical documentation. A point of purchasing the tanks has been raised, as the cost of a Tiger was around 300,000 Reichsmarks, but the Ministry of Armaments and Henschel requested 645,000 Reichsmarks. The price was sky high, but it doesn't mean that the Germans just decided to cash in on their overseas ally. First, the tank would be supplied with ammunition, radio and optics. Second, the Germans were ready to disassemble and pack the tank before shipping it to Japan. Plus, it seems that the cost of technical documentation was also included in the price. The deal itself did not present any difficulties, but the shipping did. The option with surface ships was disregarded, as the Allies commanded the Mediterranean Sea and the Atlantic. Underwater shipping became the only alternative. Payment of the Tiger tank was confirmed by Henschel on the 28th of February 1944, and 1 Tiger tank was sent to Bordeaux port in France. So in February of 1944, the Japanese officially came into possession of 1 German Tiger tank. But a few months later, in the summer of 1944, the Allies landed in Normandy. It was not possible anymore to transport the tank from Germany to Japan. Following the decision of the Supreme High Command of the German Army, dated on the 21st of September 1944, the Japanese Tiger tank was leased by Germany and passed to the German forces. That is how it was lost somewhere on the Western Front. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and to make sure you don't miss my future work, please make sure you are subscribed to my channel and press the bell notification button. Thank you, and see you in the next video.